Hello and welcome back to another episode of TWIG, and this week Galaxite have made a very big announcement, and that is that they are looking to remove support for the 1.16 version of Minecraft, and a lot of people aren't very happy with this decision. So in this video we're going to be looking into if it's a good decision or not, and how it will affect us playing on the server. So yeah, let's get into the video. So normally at the start of the video I would show you the changelogs for this week's update, but there hasn't been any changelogs this week, basically just because there hasn't been any big updates this week, just a few small updates. So Galaxite have just said they're just going to include the small updates from this week in next week's changelogs, which I think is fair enough. So yeah. So this is the announcement that Galaxite made to do with removing support for the 1.16 version of Minecraft. So before I talk about like the decision and if it was a good decision or not and what it means, I'm gonna just start by reading through the announcement. So it says, we're looking to remove support for 1.16 Minecraft in the next couple of weeks. If you're using an older version of the game, please make sure you update to 1.17 or newer. We'll announce it once we officially make this change. So essentially what this means is that Galaxite are wanting to make it so that you can only join the Galaxite server if you're running the 1.17 version of Minecraft, and that'll mean you can't join if you're on 1.16. And they want to do this within the next couple of weeks, so they've not done it yet. You can still join Galaxite on 1.16, but when they do actually make the change and remove support for 1.16, at that point you won't be able to join the server if you're running 1.16. Now, I'm not an expert on versions of Minecraft and how they affect running a server, so I don't know the exact reasons behind Galaxite's decision, but I assume there is a big reason or multiple big reasons. 1.17 is the most up-to-date version of Minecraft, and 1.16 is an older version, so potentially the fact that some people were playing on the Galaxite server on 1.16 and not 1.17 was slowing down their ability to make new updates and big updates, and yeah, just everyone being on 1.17 could mean that they can do more things with the server and they can do more bigger and better updates, like potentially using some of 1.17's new features. So yeah, I don't know the exact reasons behind the decision, but I assume there are some big reasons that'll help the server out a lot if everyone is playing on 1.17 and not 1.16. Now, at this point, you might be wondering why some people aren't very happy about Galaxite's decision to end support for 1.16, because it sounds like there's just going to be a bunch of great stuff for the server that comes out of doing it, but there are a lot of people that play on 1.16 instead of 1.17, and the main reasons for it are, first of all, there's certain bridging methods that are more consistent on 1.16 than 1.17, so a lot of people prefer to play on 1.16 so they can bridge easier. Secondly, when you're playing on 1.17, getting glitches like Pink Glitch and Steve Glitch becomes a lot more common. Basically, with Pink Glitch, everything around you, such as players, start turning a solid pink colour, and with Steve Glitch, it's basically the same thing, except apart from turning pink, everything starts turning into Minecraft Steve skin. So yeah, they're both really annoying glitches to get, and they become a lot more common on 1.17, so some people play on 1.16 to avoid getting those glitches. And the last main reason that some people use 1.16 instead of 1.17 is that it can give better FPS. So yeah, you get better frames per second. It just makes the game run a little bit smoother. Yeah, it just feels a little bit better when you're playing the game on 1.16 over 1.17. So yeah, that is another reason that some people use 1.16 over 1.17. So when Galaxite does remove support for 1.16, people who have been playing on 1.16 will have to update to 1.17 to play on the server, and that means they will lose those benefits from using 1.16. But yeah, I don't think it's that big of a deal. the bridging, it's only a little bit more consistent on 1.16, like with only certain bridging techniques. Like there are ways to get around it and bridge perfectly fine on 1.17. Like ever since the update, I've been bridging like fine on 1.17. I don't really. It's not like I'm angry at the bridging for not working a lot of the time. Like it's fine. You can just get used to 1.17 bridging, and then with Pink Glitch and Steve Glitch, yeah, they are a bit frustrating. Like I've definitely noticed, I've been getting Steve Glitch a lot ever since the 1.17 update. But yeah, you can play with it. It's not like it makes the game completely unplayable. And yeah, a lot of the time, all you need to do to fix it is just either just leave the server and rejoin, or at the worst, you have to like leave the whole of Minecraft and then load it up again. But it's not really that big of a deal. So yeah, and then with the better FPS, the game running a little bit smoother. It's not a massive difference. It is just a little difference. So overall, I don't think it's that big of a deal having to update to 1.17 to play on Galaxite and losing those added benefits of playing on 1.16. So yeah, overall, I don't really think it's that bad having to play on 1.17 instead of 1.16 to play on Galaxite. There isn't a huge difference between playing on 1.17 and playing on 1.16. So yeah, I get it is a bit frustrating for the people who do normally play on 1.16 to have to update to play on 1.17 to play on Galaxite. I think overall like the whole benefit of doing it for the whole server is like more important than just people getting a little bit frustrated about having to play on 1.17 to play on Galaxite. But I think the main problem that people might have with Galaxite's decision to remove support for 1.16 is the fact that if someone plays on different servers, with one of those servers that they play on being Galaxite, they might like playing on 1.16 on other servers, but if they wanted to play on Galaxite, then they would have to update their game just to play on a different server, just to switch server. They would have to update their game, and then if they wanted to play on that other server, yes, they wouldn't have to go back to 1.16, but they might prefer playing on 1.16 on that other server. So then they would also have to like downgrade their game back to 1.16 just to play on another server again. And yeah, I think the main problem that people might have with Galaxite's decision is the fact that it can be a bit annoying just to switch between servers, which a lot of people like to do. So yeah. So overall, with all things considered, I do think that Galaxite have made the right decision. It is a really tough one, because yeah, I think it might hurt Galaxite in the short term, but in the long term, it will be very beneficial for the server as a whole. Just because, yeah, right after Galaxite removed support for 1.16, there might be like some of those people that I just mentioned earlier, like people who play on a bunch of different servers and like to play on 1.16 instead of 1.17. They might end up stopping playing Galaxite just because they don't want to have to update their game to 1.17 every time they want to play on Galaxite. So yeah, I think there might be a little bit of a dip in players because of that, but in the long term, it will mean that Galaxite can like sort of produce better updates and stuff overall, and yeah, I just think that will benefit the server as a whole more in the long term than yeah, it'll sort of outweigh the like small dip in players just after they remove support for 1.16. But yeah, it is a really tough one. I don't really know exactly all the ins and outs of it, but yeah, I'm sure that Galaxite have thought about the decision a lot. Like, they won't have just, like, one day decided they wanted to remove support for 1.16 and just straight away just made the announcement, like, yeah, let's just do it in a couple of weeks. They will have thought about it a lot and sort of thought about the, like, different things, like the benefits and also sort of the negatives. And yeah, they must have come to the decision that it would benefit the server as a whole more overall, like deciding to remove support for 1.16. So yeah. So that's it for this week's episode of TWIG. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like, and also if you've not already, please subscribe because it really helps me out and it also means you won't miss any future episodes of this series. So yeah, bye.